the issue is not so much about maybe somebody saying we have achieved the result. It is at what cost? And we should be looking at bringing down the cost of politics. And it is doable. It's a question of some people having the best of intentions and then having the knowledge and the will to drive that knowledge into reality.
Looking again at the law, people have said that if you're going to have to introduce electronic voting, you have to amend the law. Do you think that INEC can actually do this electronic voting incrementally and not wholesale, so as not to maybe draw the criticism that every time we're about to do elections, we have to change or amend the law?
That was why I said, if the thing is driven by good intentions, 50% of the problems are solved. You cannot embark on a trip to Enugu now if you do not decide that you have cost to go there. It is when you decide to embark on an action that you begin to focus your energy on how to make it possible. But most of the time, even when you state that you want to achieve something, you model it up such that it will be the thing has not worked, but the intention was noble. It's not true. The intention may not have been there, but the demand that such intention or such action should be embarked upon have been so overwhelming. You now say, okay, you foolish people, let me just deceive you. Then you embark on what they call jactitation. I want to. In this country, somebody even wants to sue you because you have already caused damage. Say, I will. Why not sue and say that I was in court on, I don't know whether that is the kind of character we have or developed among those people in positions of leadership. There's too much of jactitation.
So you're saying jactitations in the introduction of electronic voting here?
I do not know the intention. I said if the intention is noble and they have the good intention, if it is actually the intention of the leadership of INEC, the law is very clear about what INEC can do without interference by the executive. You understand? The law is very clear.
But what about the National Assembly?
The National Assembly, there are some laws. The INEC will now, if it has the intention to embark on this project, to now identify those legal impediments. And they are available. The lawyers there, they have a legal department. They can even get legal advice free from those people who are interested in moving this country forward electorally. Now, we can identify those laws and we know them. Okay? Now, make sure that these laws are amended. We saw how the INEC itself was able to get 2 amendments to the electoral process.
The problem is...
2 in how many weeks, if I may say?
Do you think that those in position to help effect this amendment share INEC's vision? Because it's one thing for the electoral body to say, this is our intention, we have the will power to go on with it, but if they don't get support from the legislature, they're on their own.
It is their business to embark on that political process, whereby they will include or enlist the support of those who should be helping them. And in fact, before you state their intention, you would have put certain machineries of feelers. Otherwise, the intention is killed, incorrect. Okay. So the issue is, let us do the right things. Let's not say things because we want to say them. Before the banks embarked on what they were doing, they had done their homework. And that is business. We should also see this process, even though they say it's political. Politics does not bastardize things. Politics is a process of inclusion. You bring all facets of opinion and views. Everybody is headed the same way. If we are going to Abuja now, you may prefer to drive to Abuja. The other person said he's going with supersonic jet. The other one says, I have to take a walk because it's a long time I took exercise. We meet at a conference center. We say on Tuesday, we meet at conference center. Okay? By the time we arrive there, we all shake hands and begin to share opinion on how we came. That is politics. The way you want, the objective should remain the same. And that objective should be how to make this country move forward. It is a very disgraceful thing. You just spoke with the aviation minister. If you go to airports outside this country. You see this one escalator. When we traveled, we came back and saw that the only escalator we even had was not working. At Doha, you have more than 25 escalators. You are coming down from this one, you are entering. It is business everywhere. And you see, how do I even start? When we came down, there was no light. And people were saying, they used the generator that were passed one side and the fan was blowing in a place that was covered with glass. So what we talk about ventilation?
Didn't you see any sign that please bear with us? we're remodeling the airport?
Anyway, I am not saying that the aviation minister is not trying. Okay, at least we have seen some effort. Whether it is enough, that's a different kettle of fish.
But it's not agitation, it's
well, at least they are doing something. And we hope that it will lead to something better. But it is very important that we must drive this electronic voting process, because that's the only way to go. To depersonalize the process. If you talk about national ID card, if we are able to use the national ID card project to drive the process, it will solve the problem of how many people are we in this country. I don't buy the idea of that some people, like I saw one of guests saying that some people found it difficult to. Why must you do thumb printing when you can slot a card? You understand?
All right.
I have a son who did not crawl, and it didn't make him any less a boy.